13b. Alira. It was to be expected that the mood and the manner would be somber, with Paisley's departure mere hours away. Grandfather took the news pretty hard, but stood by his word and let Paisley decide her own path. Today we would make the journey back to the tutelage, and we would make it a day of celebration. The manor was lined with ribbons of the most vibrant reds and oranges, adjacent to the deepest of greens and browns. It was Ophelia's idea to showcase Paisley's solar powers. Griella and Marin did a splendid job of setting it all up overnight. All the important people in Paisley's life would be here to celebrate. Even grandmother would be in attendance. Grandfather, as you could imagine, was busying himself around the manor to create the perfect event. A hint of cologne emanated from him as he passed by. Fenton was on a mission to collect all our friends, while Miss Norfolk got to work helping the staff in the kitchens. I was tasked with seeing to Cadence, who just had her first birthday and enjoyed running everywhere these days. It would be difficult to keep the party hushed, with Cadence bumbling from one room to the next, creating havoc. I cornered her in the hallway, ready to bring her to the kitchens, where we were to be assembled. She bounced on my hip as we passed back through the halls. As I passed by Grandfather's chamber, I caught a few soft whispers. It was to be expected with the surprise going on, but I caught the name Alistair, which stopped me in my tracks. Alistair was spotted in a town infirmary on the far side of the island, said a familiar voice. He is injured, but expected to make a full recovery. It is but a 2-day journey from here, and we could be back within the week. The voice, which I knew to be one of the Cosmic Eye members, stopped as Cadence squirmed and groaned in my arms. A moment later, Leonidas appeared at the door. He looked me in the eyes and smiled. "Cosmic Eye business," Leonidas said. "We'll talk later." He put his finger to his lips, urging secrecy, then shut the door. My mind reeled as I continued to the kitchens. Alistair was on the island and could be home within the week. I worried about his injury and what had befallen my little brother, but the worries seemed to pass right through me to Cadence as she started to cry. I tried to soothe her, but only made matters worse, being unable to soothe myself. We reached the kitchens, and Griella gladly took Cadence from me. "Hush there, little one," she said, offering her a fresh pastry before rocking with her in the corner. Everyone was already assembled for the party, and all that remained was for Paisley to wake up. I couldn't push the conversation aside as I made my way back to our room. I wanted so badly to speak to Paisley about what I had heard, but it was Cosmic Eye business, and I was sworn to secrecy. I learned early that the group business was never to be discussed with anybody outside of the circle. Shutting down my thoughts as best as possible, I returned to my task to retrieve Paisley. Paisley woke and dressed, eagerly discussing her journey for today. Her stuff was all neatly packed in the corner, ready to be taken to the carriage. As Paisley went on about her new venture, I could only stew in my thoughts, wrestling over what to say and do. Could I let Paisley leave, knowing what I overheard? If she knew, she would not leave, and this life path meant everything to her. I could see it in her eyes when she made her decision. It was hard enough for her then to admit it was where she belonged. I must stay strong and keep the news a secret. Paisley continued to boast about the opportunity afforded to her, unaware of the inner struggle raging inside.